The voice of Pacific reggae has fallen silent. Dilworth Karaka, founding member and enduring frontman of New Zealand's groundbreaking band Herbs, has died at the age of 75. For more than 4 decades, Karaka blended Jamaican rhythms with Maori and Pasifika storytelling, creating the Pacific reggae sound and giving voice to communities often unheard. This is a story of a man who turned music into activism and struggle into song. Karaka's Wano, his family, confirmed his passing this week in a statement shared on social media. Co-founder Tony Finotti described Karaka as the rock and foundation of Herbs, the only constant presence through 4 decades and dozens of lineup changes. Karaka will lie in state at Orekia Mary on Monday, March 9th, for 1 night before traveling to Watapaka Mary for 2 further nights. His burial will also take place at Watapaka, returning him to his people and his land. Born John Dilworth Karaka in 1950, he was of Waikatanui descent. Before music called him, Karaka was a talented rugby league player in Auckland. His sporting career ended after a serious injury at Carlaw Park led to the amputation of his left leg below the knee. But this setback redirected him toward a different kind of power, the power of music. Karaka spent years working on the Auckland waterfront, experiences that gave authenticity to the protest songs he would later create. In 1979, he co-founded Herbs alongside Tony Finotti, Spencer Fusamalohi, and Fred Filato, introduced by Polynesian Panthers leader Will Ilalehia. Karaka attended the 506-day Bastion Point occupation with his young Wano, an experience that taught him, he later said, the power of music. Early demos became Herb's landmark 1981 EP What's Be Happen', featuring the Bastion Point eviction on its cover, a political statement record companies initially refused to touch. We were the voice for a lot of people that just weren't getting heard, Karaka once said. Throughout the 1980s, Herbs released fearless protest anthems. French Letter became their anti-nuclear rallying cry against French nuclear testing at Mururoa Atoll. Other songs like No Nukes and Nuclear Waste cemented Herb's reputation as truth-tellers, giving voice to Maori and Pacific communities fighting for their rights. But Herbs wasn't just a protest band. In 1986, they collaborated with Dave Dobbin on Slice of Heaven for the Footrot Flats film. The song shot to #1 in October and stayed there for 8 consecutive weeks, becoming one of New Zealand's most beloved anthems. It proved Pacific reggae could dominate the charts without compromising its soul. Herbs also collaborated with Tim Finn on Parihaka about peaceful resistance, and with Annie Crummer on See What Love Can Do, which reached #3 in 1992 and became one of the year's best-selling songs. Over the decades, Herbs won multiple Aotearoa Music Awards and were inducted into the New Zealand Music Hall of Fame in 2012. They received a Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2015 Pacific Music Awards. In 2019, their story was chronicled in the documentary Herbs, Songs of Freedom. Terry Pakai, the documentary's director, called Karaka a quiet and self-effacing man who played a major role in shaping New Zealand music. Kai explained that Karaka was the tipuna, the ancestor, of New Zealand's reggae and root scene. The fact that we have all these great bands today, Fat Freddy's Drop, 660, Herbs was a forerunner. Herbs is the tipuna to all of that. British reggae band UB40, who toured with Herbs in the 1980s, posted a tribute from frontman Robin Campbell, recalling how Herbs were the first friends they made in New Zealand, treating the British musicians like family. From the waterfront to the world stage, from protest marches to #1 hits, Dilworth Karaka lived a life of purpose and unwavering commitment to his people. He combined Bob Marley's influence with Polynesian heritage. He turned pain into power and proved music could be both entertainment and activism. Tony Finotti reflected on the unity Herbs created. We stood strong together as brothers, as Maori and Pacific, in a time when Maori and Pacific were not united. That unity, built through music and shared struggle, was one of Herb's greatest achievements. Momai Ra Et Rangatira. Rest in peace, Dilworth Karaka. Your voice may be silent, but your songs will echo through generations. Thank you for being the voice for those who weren't getting heard. We heard you, and we will never forget.